Let's let them in. I'm in gallery view for the first little bit here.
Perfect.
Hello, everyone. We got a treat today. We got a treat today. Um, so I actually I have so many things that we got to work on. And I hope everybody's like me and you feel overwhelmed. Remember, one step at a time, we're gonna organize things down. We're what there he is. And I want to do something. I was gonna do it second today. We're gonna do it first today. And the reason why we're gonna do it first today is I am so excited about it. I want to get going on it too. So I want to just key something up on here. Okay. This is one of the most incredible relationships that we have. Remember, this is tied to the PBS vortex, right? And I'm going to stress I'm going to be beginning with the leaders in the chats related to the PBS vortex. But you guys, that tool. Um, okay, Niall, do you see Curtis Smith? I now have a
Yes.
new beard envy. I now have a new beard envy.
Yes.
Chris,
You may
you
have
are
to
looking
unmute.
really fine, my friend.
Curtis, unmute so we can see you.
Oh, here, hold on. He just
To the
moved.
front.
Hold on, you guys got it. I haven't seen Curtis for a little bit, like on camera. Curtis, where do you go? Let's see.
I had to unmute. There he is.
Is he unmuted?
Yep.
Curtis, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Check that, bud. That looks good. By the way, I could never grow that. I already know I cannot do that.
Yeah, I gotta cut it off here soon.
Oh, it looks good. I'm like, oh, all right. Good
I
seeing you on
this
here,
at
Curtis.
a Facebook. They do the before and after photos. There was one from 2018 and one now, and my beard was like down here.
Oh yeah, you've had it down there before. I can't. You guys, I
When it
can't.
started getting the spotted, curly whites and like uneven and mixed up in there, that's when I took it down. If I
Yeah,
could get a nice good patch like you or Curtis or where's Ron? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I would let it go then.
yeah. That full beard thing is something I cannot grow in. It just doesn't work for me. But Curtis, that looks good. That looks good. All right, we
Thank you.
digressed. We digressed. We took a sidestep. You guys, I'm gonna bring Don on and get us started. So I want you guys to pay attention to this. I wanted him on the very beginning because this is something we're gonna come back to. So remember, this is going to be live. It's on YouTube in the live section. Don's going to cover this. You're going to want to go back to it over and over and over again. And I'm going to make reference to this episode in our training. Now, the charity and it's charity auctions. So charity hyphen auctions. You guys, I'm gonna pull my page up.
No S.
I just connected with a
Charity
guy.
auction, is that what I did? Hold on. Whatever my page is, you guys, this is going to be what the memes are. We're bumping them up. So the memes that are going to be delivered at like in December, and they might be done earlier. We're working on them already. I've been testing things out. So let's see, Rory3.com charity auction. Yeah, charity auction. So this right here, this is the extension that everybody needs to have. Okay. And we got this video on here. I'm gonna have Don go through here, but Don's got places where we can go get in front of people doing fundraising and everything else. Now, one fundraiser, it may only make us a couple $100. It may make us $1,000. It can make us over and over again as they reuse it. But a lot of your charities, Don, I need to ask them. I'm going to fire some questions off to you really quick. All right, so I'm going to put this in chat. Everybody needs to have the charity hyphen auction, exactly like that. Okay. Here, let me
I'm glad you're covering this. I made connections with a guy a couple days ago. He does a lot for veterans, and he has a nonprofit that he takes care of veterans, and he does an occasional fundraisers. or does a lot of fundraisers. Occasionally he's looking to expand out, and I already told him all about this. So I got to get back with him in a day or two.
Yeah, and then it's just it's it's such a slick process, and I just got to I got to commend Don and his whole company on running this stuff. This is freaking amazing. Okay, and okay, also remember we get 2%, so 1% goes to yeah. I just want to spell out the commissions just so we all have this down. We get a total of 2%. And we're not like taking the 2% and shopping off the top to put towards the company, which a lot of times that makes sense. But no, we're paying this all out to the vortex, the whole 2%. So when the commissionable amount, we talk about the vortex. So like there's a commissionable amount, right? It's 2%. You guys remember this is a fundraiser. We're getting paid, this is more than it was going to start out to be. Don went to bat for us on it because he knows how we do the payout. You guys, all we do is connect the product and service with the consumer, right? That's all we do. So I'm gonna take this down. I gotta go. Let me get to a reasonable size of stuff I'm doing on here. Commissionable amounts 2%. We pay out 100% of that to the four tiers, right? Tier one gets 50%. Tier two, 20%. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, tier three, 20%. And then it's a MSI tier, 10%. Just so you guys are aware. And the reason why I say that is like anything in our community, as the MSIs are helping the team broadcast this out and do that, we're all benefiting from the team growth. And it's four tiers, and guys, this has been a sweet, sweet part of it. But I just want you to keep that in mind. And I know we did a huge training on it here in Orlando. And I think it was opening up people's mind like what this really is. Okay. But we're gonna have memes for this to start pumping out. And then I might deliver January early because of this. We weren't gonna do this until January, but I got so excited once Don was like talking to me about some of the angles is there because there was a lot of room in here. And the thing about it is it's one of those things, nothing sells itself. It is a solution, and it costs them nothing to get set up. They don't have to invest to get it going. So it already is a positive thing. If they sell one item, they made more than they would have otherwise, right? And they have really, really cool things already populated in there. And then, I'll go on some more. I mean, like there's a lot of room in this. And I'm reaching out to my I know Tanya and I have supported a lot of charities, and I wasn't even thinking about it until last night, and I'm getting ready in my mind for how we're going to do this today, and I want to just say that every charity that we participated in, every one of them should be running one of these because they put huge like we had this one thing we donated a lot of wine, and helped raise a lot of money for battered women. And the cost for them to do the banquet and all that stuff at the end of it, I mean, they would have made so much more money, and people want to donate to it. And they do the purchase stuff, but they get way more money when they have people get something for it. They do an auction, like a live auction. Those dinner auctions are expensive to put off. This is so awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight this and make it blue. Okay. I'll move this around, but I just wanted you guys spell it out there. Everybody needs to have one of these, right? So make sure you get it's step five. Right now, we're doing more and more of these in we get everybody set up. It's a lot of work. We don't need to have them doing a million pages to get going. We need to get them going. And then in step 5, that's where we put all these. I'm actually going to go there right now. Right. So step 5 comes in here. We got some really good training for creating additional high value content, which is what we need to get Google approval, but also to get more search traffic and results, right? So then we have the options page you get created. And that has its own thank you page. And this is something we're really promoting. And I'm gonna cover something later after the charity, but then there's the charity auction program. Okay. This is where it's at. All right, part 1, part 2, and then this training on this. Stacy did a great thing, but what we're doing right now, I'm going to add a link to it right below here because what we're about to go into, actually what I probably ought to do is record it separately, Don, as well, and just put it on here because I know what you're about to go into. So let me stop my share. Let me make sure you can share things if you have anything to share. And I'm going to sit back and take notes, but I'm going to record this separately as well, just so that we can put this in for forever training, or as we call it. All right, Don, you ready? Okay,
I'm
guys.
ready.
Introduction. You guys should all know who Don is. Don is a very big part of our family here. Don goes back to goes back to almost about as far as what did we say it was 99?
Yeah.
1999, guys. So, and he loves what we're doing here. He and I are, I mean, he's like us. We believe in the same direction, and we're absolutely wanting to help other people at all costs. And that being said, that's what's led him into this thing too. So not only is he part of our family, this is what he's been part of for a long time, is these charity auctions. And there's a great storyline how he got there. But when he was telling me about what he was doing, and we had a catch-up call, like, okay, where are things at? I'm like, Don, we got to market this. Don, I want to market this. Find me a way to market this for you, because this is something that I want to be part of. And it's evolved to where it's at right now. But I got to tell you guys, this is something that is going to be a great addition. It already is. We have people coming in. We've already got signups, and we don't even know how they're finding us. Like this has the right type of grit and merit. So Don, I'm just gonna have you go ahead and go into it. I'm gonna mute out because I'm gonna want to interlude. I just want you guys to know I'm going to be marketing this like mad because it's low hanging fruit. It's something. This is a solution that people need, and all we got to do is get them to fill out the form. Don takes care of the rest. You guys, this is all we do. We're just connecting them, getting paid. Right? Don's team takes care of everything. All right, Don, all yours.
Yeah, that's perfect. And the thing about it, you guys, is that 2%. I just want to clarify this because it sounds like a small number, but it's not a small number because, you think about other things we do that are like 20%, 30%, 40% commissions, but the sales are in the tens to the hundreds. You guys understand that when I talk about the amount of money that the auction makes for themselves, we get 2% of that number. Okay. We just did an auction that made $25,000. That's one auction. So every auction we do could be from $500 to $5,000, $2,000, $10,000, $15,000, up to, I think the biggest one to date we've had is $40,000. So 2% of 40,000 is $800. That's a pretty nice chunk of change for the team, right? So I think that's something that you want to wrap your head around. And this is like easy money cash flow, because we always talk about cash flow and getting money coming in. And, you want to cover your costs for business. You want to do all that stuff. And this is the easiest and fastest way to get stuff in the hopper. And it's like out of sight, out of mind in some ways, because you start booking some of these auction appointments, or they book them on your BBS, the next 6 months, you've forgotten about it, and then checks come in. So think about that. You get a $10, $30, $100, $200 check, just like boom, boom, boom. They start popping, and you're like, what are all these coming in from the vortex? It's like, oh yeah, it's all those appointments I made like 2, 3, 4, 5 months ago. And so you could literally in December set yourself up for some really good cash flow in the first 6 months of 2026 while you're doing all the stuff that you need to be focusing your time and energy on. This is something you can spend, spend a little bit of off time. You're not doing it during prime time. You're doing this marketing during the off time when you're just hanging out. Maybe you're watching football like Rory, and you want to like just go on Facebook and do some stuff that I'm going to show you. And I'm going to visually show you a few things that you can do to make your Facebook presence actually pay you instead of just being a time spent thing. And we'll talk about that too. But so that was one thing I wanted to mention for sure, Rory, was that 2% is actually a pretty big number when you think about how much money these auctions actually raise. So I want to make that really clear. The second thing I wanted to mention was just the scope of what we're doing, because no one does what we do as far as charity auctions. There's other companies out there that have auctions online and stuff, but no one does what we do when it comes to the personal touch that we have. So when Deanna comes in and says, I want to do an online auction, like I literally call her, tell her about the program, set her up a walkthrough and say, okay, we're going to do an online walkthrough and I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to build a page, a landing page for her organization. Let's say it's the Nile and Dina Pet Shelter or something like that. So I'm going to build a page for them, and then I'm going to do a walkthrough. And then I'm going to be there with them from then to the time their auction happens. And I'm going to give them marketing tools. I'm going to give them templates for Facebook posts and emails and texting. I'm going to give them like 100 different ways to market that auction to get registrations, because I know that we make no money on the front end. We only make money on the back end. So if Niall and Dina make $500, then we don't make as much. But if they make $10,000, then we make more, because all of as a company, everything we do is based on we make a percentage of what the company makes, the nonprofit makes. So we don't have like, I'm making this really clear. It's free to get started. We have no monthly fee. We have no contractual sign up. We don't like charge them nothing and then say, if you want me to help you, it'll cost you $100 or $700. We don't do that stuff. It's literally from the time we meet these people to when the auction starts, we're helping them all along the way, and we don't charge them a dime. And then when the auction happens, they raise 10 grand. We take our cut for the company. We pay the 2% to YC to Triple R, and then we send them a check. So there's no point in the entire process where they have to actually give us money for anything. I think that's a really cool thing. And our core value for the company has always been that we wanted to be successful if we helped them be successful. We just didn't want to like churn, signups and then leave them out there to figure it out on their own. We just really wanted to do that as a core value of our company, and that's the way we do it. And so I think that's really important to know going into it. So how many nonprofits are there in the country? Right now, we're only US based, all 50 states. But hopefully we'll be expanding into other areas. There's millions, you guys, millions of nonprofits out there. And I'm going to you'll see on Rory's, if you go to Rory's charity auction page, he literally put a list of 200 in there of ideas. And you can use that list to brainstorm. So that's what I would encourage, is you to take that list in the template that Rory built off of my template and brainstorm that list. But I'm going to show you today what I've been doing to get appointments and traffic to my PBS. So let me just share screen here. Let's see. Okay, so can you guys give me a thumbs up if you can see my charity auction page here? You guys see it? Okay, Dina's nodding. That's all I need.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, so here's the charity auction page that you have like in your PBS. If you haven't built it, you got to build it. There's actually code for it and everything. So it's all pre-done. You just have to do what you do with every page is paste the code, come in, and then just make it your own, right? Edit this paragraphs, make it look good, make it, your flavor. This video is right here above the fold because it's a really great 90-second video. And you need to see that. And give me 1 second. I'm going to pull my shade down. First day of sun we've had here all week. So, um, so the video is 90 seconds, and it's a really good introduction to the program that they can watch. Everything through here is a link to the same thing. It's a link to your um, specialized coded your charity auction link, and I'm going to go to it here in a second. But this is all spelled out for you in the training in step 5. So when you go through that, it's all explained, tells you how to make the code for the site. But if I click on here, schedule an appointment with now to speak with a fundraising expert, I'm going to open it up in a new tab and show you guys. Okay, you guys can see the code here, right? This is what you need to do. Yourcharityauction.com, and then this extra stuff here, request, blah, 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 equals RRR247 dot, and then your PBS. So mine's 2N06, so that's what shows up. And you can see, you're in the right place because you'll see the RR247 logo on the screen, and you'll see that in the address, and then you're in the right place. Okay, and then when someone fills out this form, we get essential information, first and last name, email, phone number, where they live. It's important for our appointments because we have, time zones, organization name, and then their website. So we can do some little research before we actually call them and see what they're doing. And then, of course, I'm not a robot. If you are a robot, then skip that part. And then go to continue. And then I won't do it right now, but when they click continue, it gives them an actual calendar, and they can pick a time that's open and schedule their appointment. And then it shows up on our system, and then we call them. Okay. So that's how that works. And everything on your page leads you to that. Your picture, free account, create your account. It all leads you to that appointment, right? And it works, right? And so we have on the page, we have, here's your 4 steps. Here's your benefits, what we do. Here's a few testimonials, what people are saying about it. And then appointments. Just like click on here, and book your appointment. Okay. So this is a tool that we can use to not only set up appointments, and I'm going to show you a place on Facebook where I actually did that very thing. But every time we send them here, it's going to give us, of course, traffic for our PBS, right? And I'm literally seeing an uptick in traffic because this is one of the reasons why, because this is a very good place to send people. So what I tell people is when I'm in person or on social media is I say something to the effect of, hey, I built a really cool informational page about this auction, charity auction, and I put it on my blog. So here's the link to it. So that'll give you a lot more information, and you can go read through that. And not only are they reading through that, of course, who knows where they're going to click after they do that, right? They might go, oh, what's this over here? I don't know. That's kind of interesting. And they may click around for more stuff. But yeah, make sure you build that site. And it also talks about how to build the category page, because we actually build a category page and an all things page for charity and fundraising. And then I actually interspersed it. Rory gave me this idea. I actually threw the charity auction page a couple other spots, like in sports, all things sports. And then I have charity auction in there. Why? Because, and I'm just going to go here in all things sports, because one of our biggest charities that we work with your charity auction are sports teams, right? So why wouldn't you want to do fundraising is needed throughout the world of sports, because we're connected to things like Little League, community soccer, high school, junior high sports, and of course, dance companies and cheerleading squads. And the thing they all have in common is they have to raise fundraising for covering costs for travel, for uniforms, for equipment. Like every Little League team in your town. Let's say you live in a town of 30,000 people, you have Little League. I promise you. There's many teams in your little league, and every single one of them does fundraisers. So what if you just met the little league coordinator in your town, and you set up you set up an auction appointment for every single team? You could have 20 appointments just from one contact, one connection in your town. So like think about that. Like really like sit down and like Rory said, and just start thinking about that list of people that are like personal to you that you can talk to, because it's not just about like getting them to your page. You can actually, take them there personally to the charity auction page, and then sign up with them if you're in person, right? You pull it up, you pull up the form, and you're sitting next to them, or you're on the phone with them, or you're at church, or you're at the school. You have a parent, you have a kid, you have a grandkid. You're doing all this stuff, and you're getting it all together, and you're filling it out with them, and then it's submitted, and then we take it from there. So that's a proactive approach, right? Is to do it for them or do it with them instead of just sending the link. I always assume if I tell someone to do something, they're not going to do it, right? Because they go home, and then they got 10 other things they think about, and my mind is thinking like, why aren't you signing up? But they got like 10 things that they're dealing with in their life, and so they're going to forget. And so what I want to do is I want to like see if I can get them that appointment like while I'm with them, either on the phone or in person, because then it's done out of sight, out of mind, and you don't have to worry about whether they're going to do it. And then when you're calling, you're not calling them or texting them or emailing them and nagging them to do it. Oh, you didn't sign up yet for that appointment. It's like, are you going to do that? And then they're like, just leave me alone. Right. So it's how you approach them and do it with them, I always say, is the best thing. But anyway, so that's that page on that. Anything you want to add to that, Rory, as far as the page goes? Then I'm going to shift to the social media.
Well, just remember, we can be creative as we all can be, right? So we have a set charity auction page to start out with, but you can make a specific charity auction page about how a little league can benefit from it. And as soon as we get one on there, as soon as you get one on there, you can tell their story. We can share things. So just remember, the sky's the limit on the direction we go with it. But having an initial page, pushing it out there, it comes across pretty straightforward. That video on there does an amazing job, right? And and the thing about it is it's just getting the right person that is in charge of the charity or to do it. But also remember, this is for individuals, for families, for organizations, anybody that needs to raise money, that needs to do a fundraiser. And there's a lot of that GoFundMe out there, right? Or people just give cash. And at the end of the day, that sounds great. Like, we need cash, give us cash. But people like to be involved in something, and when they can get something of value for it as well, it does work really good. And that's where the auction part comes in. And we can add other things to it and get, they can put more stuff in there. But you guys, you should see what it already comes with. And I remember, guys, I've participated in so many fundraisers, from everything from the school, from grade school to the middle school, to the school programs, to the sports programs, to college teams. And then obviously the bigger causes. We've done a lot of fundraisers for private schools that even our kids didn't go to. This ones we believed in, that were part of the community. We've helped with a lot of those, but every school has fundraisers. Every single school, public, private, charter, doesn't matter. Malik's going to a charter school now. It's this year, I think we participated in, and some of you guys saw it because they have these ones you send and they do viral, and they do these things. I think they've done 5 fundraisers this year. 5. And the thing about this is something they're already doing social ones where you just share them. Like, the fundraiser is people click on a link and donate. The auction thing, I'm gonna say, there's nothing like this really out there. These guys put this together. No one knows about it. Remember, nothing sells itself. It is a better idea of a fundraiser than anything I pretty much have seen. Just nobody knows about it. So what do we need to do? Voice it, right? Share it out there. And we're going to have the same memes to market. I'm working on those right now. Those will be delivered to everybody that has meme accounts. I'll just put a shout out. I have not changed the setup fee for the memes. It's still $1. If you don't have memes, go sign up for them because we're going to be doing this. Now, let me just put this in perspective. One one charity can literally help you cover your overheads for the entire year. Just one. Two, three, four, and you guys, we don't do anything small. We're teaching you how to mass market to groups of fundraisers, right? And it all brings traffic in. It's all doing the same stuff that we're doing here, right? It's circular activity. It's not taking away from our focus. It is part of our focus, right? So I'm just putting this out there. These commissions add up. And remember, it's a team side. If it's in your tiers, we're all sharing in this, right? Think about it. One can cover all your costs. Two, you're profitable. Three, you're even more profitable. Four, it doesn't take 10 of them. It doesn't take 20 of them. So, and that's just one thing that we market. And more, we're looking for the smart things to market, right? And you guys, because of the PBS Vortex, we're able to do this. And I just want you guys to keep that in mind, right? And we have such a value offer with what we do. And then we have the tools. Now we use the tools, we bring this in there. You guys, in that PBS, you guys, charity. I'm going to say it again, charity. Great keyword. And we get to all go focus on that, push that out there. So we got the one we're doing all in common is charity auction, because that's what it is. It's a charity auction system. So charity-auction is the key phrase we're all sharing and doing the consensus marketing on with the memes. Here, I'll put that in chat too. I know we have new people here. It's something we get you set up with in step 4. You can get it anytime though. If you don't have it, get set up. It's $1, and then it's $10.99 a month, and you're going to get 4 to 8 new images every month that we market in social media and ad posting that tie right to your site. But it's the image sharing, guys. I want you to remember this. If we're all sharing the same images, it's Coca-Cola marketing. Because the more they see it, when they respond to it, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I've seen this everywhere. Yeah, because me and hundreds of others are putting it out there. The odds of people seeing it over and over again get greater by more of us doing activity. We can't do it by ourselves. Not enough. Not enough time. Not enough resources, unless you want to pay a lot of money, which none of us here are doing. So if we're all posting this out together, they're going to see it over and over again, and then they're going to act on it. That's how this works. That's the power of the memes and the same messaging. And guys, the images, man, they just get better and better and better as far as the focus and what we're going to look for. This is where AI kicks in. You guys, AI has been an amazing tool for marketing. And I'll tell you that it doesn't replace what we do. It just replaces the time and pain for us to create what we need. It's amazing. So, all right, back to you, Don.
Okay, cool. And I will say on that, Rory, we had some of our biggest auctions have come from charter schools, and charter schools and private schools love doing it because think about all the families that they're connected to. So you have what they do is they'll do the auction, they'll use our items, but then they'll add their own items because the charity can upload their own donated items as well. And so let's say they have 20 classrooms in this grammar school, charter school. Each classroom will take on one basket as a project, and they'll put together like a movie basket or a Christmas basket or something, and then they'll put it in for donation. And then now you have buy-in. So you have 30 kids in a class. Every single one of them has a family. They all register, and then grandma in Texas and Auntie Jane in Tennessee, and everybody participates because it's not limited to an in-person fundraiser, which in the past, most people have focused on in person. You got our 5K run, our golf tournament, our gala, our banquets, our chocolate sales next door to neighbors, that kind of stuff. This is so wide and open because anybody in the country can participate in your auction no matter where it is. And that's huge. So it goes viral on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to dive into this really quick and kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on. Now, if you were at in Orlando, and I know he said it in other places as well, we don't use Facebook for consuming. We use it for marketing, right? It's so easy to consume, right? We get on here and we start scrolling, and pretty soon we're looking at things that we like, but we use it to market. And so if you look at my Facebook, you can see it right here. Like, look at my stories. Nonprofit, Operation Frontline, Tennessee Right to Life. There's somebody I don't know. Pararescue Foundation. Okay, look at my shortcuts. Nonprofit Founders Group. Stargate fans. Okay, that's my one vice. I love Stargate. So, you know, sorry about that. But you'll see my feed and you'll see kind of what's coming in my feed. I'm part of a bunch of groups. So I join groups that I think are going to give me a benefit to market my auctions. And also I do that with real estate too, with Evolve. But I'm just looking at auctions today. And so if you look at my shortcuts, I've got promote your fundraiser and crowdfunding, nonprofit resources and grant opportunities, raising money for your nonprofit organizations, and more, right? I got a ton of them that I'm part of. And what do I do with the group? So here's the first thing you can do to leverage Facebook to market auctions. You literally join groups that talk about fundraising, nonprofit groups, groups that talk about animals, groups that talk about whatever. Just join those groups, and then you can post in the group. Okay. So I actually did a really simple post. I want to show you guys what happened. This is one post I just did. Let's see. So this person and 4 others commented on it. This was like yesterday I did this, right? Oh, that's not it. Sorry. Wrong one. That was a Stargate one. See, that's my thing. Okay. Right here. Okay, can you guys see? This is my Don Lamoureux posted in raising money for your nonprofit organizations. I just said anybody looking for good fundraisers. That's all I said. No links, no nothing. Just, hey, I'm just starting a conversation. I want to hear from people, right? And then I'll talk to them. Now, Facebook is kind of funny. If you do too much linking and if you do too many like messages without like people messaging back, like you're just like spamming, then they just say, oh, you're done. You can't do any more messages. It's really annoying. We used to be able to go in and like add 1 million friends and message all of them and never have a problem. Now, like literally you do like 10 messages and they're like, you can't message anymore. You've messaged too much today. So you just got to kind of deal with the rules that they play by and kind of work your way around them. And one of the ways to work your way around it is to literally post in a group. Anybody looking for good fundraisers? Now look at the comments. We are, I'm going to say, I'm just going to type, awesome. I will DM you. And then I just send them a personal message. Nope, not Matt Young. Okay, I'll just comment on that, and then I'll actually send them a message. I'll message this person. I have no idea who they are. I have no idea what their thing is, but I'll message them and I'll just say, I'm just doing this in front of you guys as we get, so you can see what I'm doing, right? And this is how I meet people and how I talk to people. I'll just say something like, saw your comment on fund raising, and I'll just probably say, what are you raising funds for? Boom. Okay. That's all I'm going to do. It disappeared. That does that too sometimes, but she'll respond, say something, and then there it goes. Okay. So that's I just had a conversation with somebody. She's going to come back and she's going to say, oh, we're raising funds for my son's Little League team. Oh, we're raising funds for this.
Don, I'm going to add to this. There's something that Don's doing here that he didn't explain. So let me help. He's not throwing up on him. Go here to see my site right now. He's not doing that, right? Building relationship and trust even needs to happen in a DM sequence. We can't just throw up on them, right? And this is an art form with DMs anyway. Like the best thing to do is, okay, she's responded, and what are you looking for? And then he can say, oh my gosh, I got a great thing. Here's an explanation page. Or, you know, in Don's case, he might just want to call, like, hey, I can get on the phone and walk you through this. And so on and so forth, right? Like, you know, basically, he's going to manage his business. But you don't want to just throw up the stuff that's there. Now, if she doesn't respond, day 1, day 2, then you're going to say, hey, I have an information page. You can go read about this. But also, I'm here to walk you through this. This is an awesome way to get going. And I look forward to talking to you. But that's what he can do if she doesn't respond after a while. So what Don should be doing at the same time, or what we should all be doing at the same time, is I got Rachel Spice. I'm going to write her name down in my book. Rachel Spice responded on this day. You got to keep track of it somehow, folks.
Yeah.
And you can put it on your calendar to follow up in a few days, but I just put it in my book. I write it down in my book. Rachel Spice, interested, fundraising, and I just put a note on there so that I can follow up on it later. Remember, follow up is the name of the game. If you guys want to win, you follow up. You want to lose? Throw out all your stuff and just let it see what sticks. Not a good business model. You've got to manage you got to manage it, guys. But all these here, yes, we are. Yes, all these he should be sending a thing out to and do all that, but writing them down. And then who didn't follow up with?
So this is a good example of that, Rory. So this guy, Philip Crouch Jr., yes. Yeah, I look, message, say, right? I already got a whole message thing. Look at this. This is my message with him. Yeah, this is something he's doing. Are you looking for ways to raise money? Blah, blah, blah. I don't really have people's support. We started talking. It's just a conversation. Gotcha. It took me, see how long it took me before I got to the actual go here. So I've got a lot of conversation going on, and then I send him to here. So I sent him to my PBS, and look at what happens. Done. He went there. He booked the appointment, and I actually set up a walkthrough with him for like Monday. And so we're in with that. And it was just because he commented on that post. Okay, so yes, we are. Someone raised their hand, me. And then some AI thing came in here, whatever, no big deal. And so that's just one post. So that's a really easy way to get a lot of traction, is that. Now, I want your feed on Facebook. When you go into Facebook, I want it to be things that are going to make sense for your business, right? So as I scroll down, you're going to get sponsored ads, stuff like that. You're going to get your reels. I like old houses, but eventually you're going to find stuff that comes out. Convoy of Hope, that's a nonprofit, right? I'm going to go after that. All that kind of stuff. So here's the thing about Facebook is you can search, and this is what I wanted to kind of focus on here. Look, donate, Donor Perfect fundraising growth platform. That's a sponsored ad, but you know what people do? Sometimes they'll comment on the sponsored ad, and then you can look at the comments and you can approach the people that commented. You don't care about Donor Perfect. That's just another company. You care about the people that are looking for Donor Perfect because they're all looking for fundraising, right? So that's kind of a little tip there for you. Center for Women Veterans, U.S. Department of, okay, that's a nonprofit, right? So you just keep going and look, Save the Storks, nonprofit. So this is what you want, is you want to join enough groups and like enough nonprofits so that your feed is filled with it. And then you can start to comment on those things and you get that interest going and start those personal comments. And then now you're setting appointments, right, through that. So your feed will reflect the things that you like. Am I wrong? So I like Legos too. So there they go. But here's what I want to teach you today is how to find nonprofits to directly talk to. If you just go to search Facebook, you can find, this is a cool trick. So I can say animal non-profit organizations. I just search it, right? So it's going to come up with a bunch of stuff here. And then it's going to come up with people, reels, marketplace, pages, groups, and events. Okay, so if I say people, it's going to go about people, right? You see the people? If I click pages, it's going to come up with, look at that, all these different nonprofits. And I'm only following one of them, right? Wild Animal Health Fund. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to open that up in a new tab, and I'm going to show you that. Okay, this is the Wild Animal Health Fund. Okay, this is 2.7 thousand followers, so it's a good size. I like that. It's got a phone number. That's good. Like Rory said, you can, like, if you have a spreadsheet, you can also throw this stuff in a spreadsheet if you want. Keep track of it. but this is a great one. So what I want to do is I want to message them, right? And I'm going to say something. I might have already messaged them already. Yeah, I already, yeah, look at that. Ran across, here's what I say a lot of times. Hey, I ran across your organization in a Facebook group and I wanted to connect with you to help you with a fundraising idea. Respond back for conversation. Okay, this was thanks for contacting us. It's an auto response, right? So, okay, whatever, that's fine. And then I'll just respond to that. And it came in. Now I'm gonna probably take this number and I'm gonna actually call them and I might even send them an email, but this is just something I can do. But here's a little trick. Sometimes I do this and I get a response, right? So I've had, I just message them right on their page and they say, oh, hey, yeah, we're totally looking for something. And then now I have a conversation and I can get an appointment, right? Super easy. Once the appointment's done, now you just continue to go on, right? And so you get all these people in the funnel, and you're going to start, your Facebook feed is going to start looking right. It's going to start looking like nonprofits. It's going to be people that you want to do business with, right? Not just, fun pictures of food and things like that. So you don't want your friends to be in your feed. You want this kind of stuff to be in your feed. But here's a little cool trick I found that you'll love this. Watch this. You don't want to follow a million things because you don't want to have like 200,000 nonprofits that you're following. So what I do is I click follow. So watch this. This is so cool. Look what happened. I clicked follow and look what came up. Nonprofit organization, nonprofit organization, nonprofit organization, organization. Keep going. Organization, nonprofit organization, organization. All these nonprofits came up as like suggested for me, right? So now here's what I do. I go back to here where it says following. I click that. I unfollow it, update it, and then I go back here and I go to these nonprofits and I just open in a new tab, open in a new tab, open in a new tab, open in a new tab. And I just go through and I open all these cool animal nonprofits in a new tab. And now I've got all these different nonprofits that I'm looking at that I can message and send that message to. Okay. And then I can do the same thing here. So this is the Europe. Well, I'm going to look at this European. Probably don't want to do this one because it's in Europe. So I'm going to close that. Okay. This one is some kind of a, antelope specialist group. Right. Bongo Keepers International, 1,500 followers. That's Australia. So you just kind of like want to make sure you're in the US, right? Find things. Okay. I'm going to go to this one. And again, if I click follow, it's going to pull up a whole bunch more, right? And then I can just go back and following and I can unfollow, update. And now I've got a whole nother list of things to follow. And so literally, like you guys, you can just get on Facebook and you can do these things and it's like spend an hour like when you're doing something else, even when something's on, when the game's on or whatever, and just go through and just send a bunch of messages and start a bunch of conversations. And I promise you, you're going to get traffic to your site, and you can either book an appointment for them or you can send them to your page, because that's actually really cool if they go there, because now they're looking at your information, they're watching the video, and then they're going to book the appointment, and now you have traffic for your PBS, and then who knows, they may click on something else. So that's kind of the way that works. So does that make sense to you guys? Now I can go back and I can just click and say charter schools, boom. What comes up? Okay, some news. Danbury Charter School, Gulf Coast News. So there's some news items, okay? Stuff like that. So
Do you guys see that this is pretty endless? You want to be filling out a spreadsheet of what you're reaching out to so that you have a follow-up path.
it's completely endless. It's like it's a wonderful rabbit hole you can go down and find thousands of them and start sending.
You guys can do this at midnight, 2 a.m. Because it's on Facebook. There's no rude time to send them a message. They get it when they get it.
Anybody live in Georgia? Georgia Charter Schools Association. Open link. I'm gonna go look at that because it's interesting. Maybe I can follow it, you know. If I follow it, what happens? Oh, look. Nonprofit organization, Charter School Association, nonprofit, Connecticut Association of Charter Schools, Atlanta Association. It's endless, you guys. Endless. And there's millions and millions and millions of them. And all you have to do is set an appointment or send them to your page and they set the appointment and then you're done. You don't have to follow up with them. You can, but it's a pretty easy way to get some income coming in the next year over 2026 every month coming in on a regular basis. So that's what I got. Do you want to do a couple questions, Rory? Or you got anything to add to that?
We got hands raised. Dina Eddy.
Yeah, so thank you, Don. That was really helpful, but I'd like to know what type of questions, when I contact any of these organizations, what type of questions are they going to ask me so that I can answer them intelligently to get them to click the link and get an appointment?
Yeah, I always default to this because I know everything about the company. But even when I talk to people, I say, well, Dina, I said, that's what the appointment's for, is to answer all those questions. I'm sure you got a ton of them. It's like a 10-minute appointment and you'll get all your questions answered, but you can also get some of those answers on the page that I send you to as well. I don't want to tell them about platform fees. I don't want to get into the weeds. I just want to get
Okay.
like, hey,
Okay.
may not work for your organization, but but the appointment's 10 minutes. I mean, I know that's it's not a simple answer, but like we have another group of people that do referrals. They actually book golf tournaments and they also refer to the company. And we tell them flat out, like, your spiel should be super short. Like, all you know is it's a really great company that does online auctions and you can make great income for your nonprofit. They'll answer all your questions on that appointment. Like, I just know they're fantastic. I don't know all the details. I don't work for them, but I know that they're really good, and I've seen some really great testimonials. So you just get an appointment to talk to them, and that's what
So
I do.
they have to fall in love with me first before they're going to set an appointment. Got it.
And
Thank you.
And then
that's
we
what
just do a little, we just do that, that little BRT process that we always do, right? And this, by the way, perfect question. But even when you're communicating via text or DM, or if you get on the phone with them, it's just going to be, let's just book your appointment. They're going to answer everything. My job is to find the right people that are good for this. We know this raises amazing money. We know that it has immediate outreach across the country. Just get the appointment going. They'll answer all your questions and get you going. But just say, like, it really is unbelievable. Those questions, I want you talking to the expert to get them all. That's it.
Okay.
It's,
Is that
it's just like
appointment?
it's like we do in anything else here. If we're not the specialist, we're going to send them to the specialist.
Right.
That's same mode, same mode.
So that appointment is a phone call?
Yeah,
Okay.
they'll get a phone call.
Phone call, walk through it, and then I mean, Don can onboard them in like it's slick.
Yeah, it's a 10-minute phone call followed by a 20-minute walkthrough with a custom built landing page, and then they pick the dates and we go.
Okay.
So do the marketing, gives them all the stuff to go out there. So like the one thing I'll just add from what Don was showing, if you want to value your time, okay, now there's a shotgun approach and the rifle approach to any type of marketing thing I've ever done. I personally think the shotgun approach is fun. So like I would go through everything that says following. This is a fundraiser. This is a fundraiser. This is a fundraiser. To get their information, send out a DM. Just blanket everybody. Deal with your response. But if you're like, I'm just gonna like spend a little bit of time on it, and you want to rifle it, I would say anybody with more than 10,000 followers, I hone in on. If they have 10,000 followers, that means they have 10,000 people that they can reach out to for a fundraiser like this. But
And
the
one
shotgun approach is probably the best because you never know if this is just one outreach page. They might have another type of a thing. So I wouldn't judge it just by that. But also, there is no fundraiser too small for this program.
I was
There's no
gonna
fundraiser too big for this program.
if I can interrupt you.
Of course.
Um, don't go too big either. And I say that because, I mean, what's too big? Like if you're going to deal with like the Kidney Foundation of America, it's a monstrous, massive organization that has like tons of grants and like huge things. And it's a little bit harder to get to the right person to actually do a fundraiser like this. I think you're better off to like max out at like a little bit smaller than that, if that makes sense. You can't go
I
too
mean,
small.
there's certain things that are so big they have. I mean, if they've got donors and grants and stuff going on, this might not be something they're interested in because they got to bring in millions and millions of dollars, and they already have a grant solution. That makes sense. I'm going to tell you with what you just showed, you're probably not going to run into too many of those. You're going to run into the smaller ones already.
Yeah.
But like the American Heart Association, yeah, don't worry about that one. Any cancer institute, don't worry about that. Like, just go after the small ones. Well, small medium. I mean, pretty much everything we markets to that realm, right? And we're talking 98% of them. There's only 2% that are probably that big. Anyway, it's small.
We did the Purple Heart Foundation. That was a pretty big one. Yeah, so that was cool. Any other questions? Oh, we got one.
We got Gerald Senior, and he's got some wisdom. So I'm all ears, Gerald.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but thank you. No, I have a friend I grew up with. He was over 10 years the head of the Jewish Veterans of California. Is that something I should look into?
Absolutely, that's not too big.
Okay. Okay.
We love
Heather, local schools are perfect.
And can I email
I'm gonna
I
tell
played
you,
in the 60s
yeah.
baseball? And I have a bunch of people who would back me that may have there. Can I email that company directly?
It's not hurt at all.
Okay.
And and just tell them, hey, I found something I think can help you, and you can send them your reference page, right? The other
Yeah,
gonna
and
do
then
is
like
fill
I
out a
said, I
form.
got people from back in the 60s that were big time in there that would stand by me.
I'll tell you about charity people. It's in our blood. It never leaves.
Okay. Thanks.
I'm telling you that. I mean, Tanny and I, we did a lot of charity work in Utah. I still talk to those people every day. I still get the stuff that's going on, and I've been working with them for over 20 years. Same people. And even if they left maybe they're the head of it, they stepped down, they're still part of it. They don't leave. They just, hey, I can't run this. Someone else is going to run it better, but I'm still part of it. It's in our DNA.
Yeah, this guy led the thing at the Reagan Museum for he was the MC for that organization.
It doesn't hurt to get the word out there. And the other thing about it too, keep this in mind. If it's a connection you have, they may not be like, they may be like, well, this doesn't really fit with what we need, but I know these other organizations that need help. That's what's good about it.
Yeah.
Right? The referral part is real. Like, hey, I know, because anybody that does a charity, birds of a feather flock together. They have other people too that are working together, and they're probably helped in other charities. I don't know one person that I deal with in thinking about this that does a charity for like the battered women. They're also part of other things. It overlaps, and you get friends in that, and you all work together, and people that help here help over here and help over here and help over there. So it's about anything, right? It's conveying the message, getting the message out that, hey, we got a solution, check it out, and they can refer it. And the thing about it is because it's on a PBS page, that's easy to refer. Share it, right?
I guess my main thing is it's go ahead to do one person if you know them too, not just market.
Absolutely, Gerald, absolutely. Who you know is always, in life, it comes down to who you know anyway.
And Rory, you're right. One thing leads to another. My wife works for a company called Infinite Worth, and they work with pregnancy resource centers around the country. So they're doing an auction, right? But they're connected with 650 centers around the country. 650. That's a lot. So when you look at like one organization or one connection, you never know where that's going to lead. One team, Little League team, leads to 15 Little League teams, leads to teams in other cities. I mean, I would love to have someone like corner the market on Little League, like just get like all the Little Leagues, just go crazy on Little Leagues. Because, the shotgun approach is awesome. And then the rifle approach is good too. Like you might say, I'm just going to go after like this particular thing and just dig down into like this area, like animal shelters, and just go boom, boom, boom. Like animal organizations do so well with these because unfortunately people tend to like animals more than people sometimes.
Well, I can tell you why, but I can also tell you that there's pet shelters in every city.
Every
And some
city.
of them have multiples, and they all need money. They all are asking for donations all the time. I know, I mean, I've done a special fundraiser where we just bought food for the shelter. They needed food, dog food, cat food, um, dog, cat, and there was one other, oh, horses. They needed food for horses that were like left and stuff like that. And it costs money to feed. Well, the thing about animals is people have a bleeding heart for an animal because they're pure and innocent. And if someone doesn't take care of them, no one else does. And that we all understand that. So, and a lot of people like, there's people that really love cats so much that they would have a million of them if they could have them in their home, but they just can't. Well, this is a way for them to help other cats without having them in their house. And same for dogs, same for both. But I'm just saying, like, those are a really good place to go because they never have enough money and they are always trying to raise more because they have a service that constantly needs someone to feed it, and they rely on volunteers. Most of the people in shelters are volunteers. They're not paid to be there.
Yeah.
And so it's any, I mean, there's so many directions to go with this. And you guys, if we all just go find onesie twosies, it adds up. That's the thing. That's the thing. Right? All right, Cynthia, let's go to you.
I have a question to Don. Can you do this on a passive level? In other words, do you suggest that I go in and put my page up as a post, or actually or always proceed it with the BRT?
Oh, that's all part of it.
Yeah, whatever comes out of it, Cynthia. So like when you're reaching out to somebody and you get them on the phone, you just do that little BRT, take them to the form and fill it out. It's the same steps we do for anything. Like
Okay.
so, no, and this is a very
I was thinking about the Atlanta proposal that Don had when he brought up the Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta, so I got really like piqued interest in that because I do classes, I do courses on literacy. So I wanted to know how could I propose that?
Yeah, I mean, so there's multiple ways to do it. Obviously, you can post in their group, right? But if you just had to get a contact of somebody in that organization and ask what they do fundraisers, is simple. I think the simplest is the highest. So it's like, hey, do you guys do fundraisers? Oh yeah, we totally do fundraisers. Great, I got a really good idea for you if you want to check it out.
Okay. Thank you very much.
here's the thing, right? We're just conveying the message. Keep it simple that way. We're conveying the message. We got a solution. They can go and if they want to talk to us, it's even better because we're gonna say, hey, this is an amazing program. It's charity auction. I'm gonna send you to my page. Just fill it out. You're gonna talk to a specialist. It's a 10-minute conversation, and they can get you up and going and walk you through everything. And it's right there. And I always like to tell them like, you're gonna love this because you have no cost up front. And it's the most doable thing. You're gonna want to do this over and over again on an annual or semi-annual basis. That's what I say. Okay. Now I'm starting to look at more, and I'm gonna put this out there. But the thing what Don showed you guys, that's something I can do at 2 a.m. I can do that at 1 a.m. So I look at my priorities, and I got them all behind me. I'm working the business, right? When I go to do my ad posting, this is what I consider ad posting. So if I'm going to do ad posting for 2 hours of the week, and maybe I'm going to do my ad posting Tuesday night because I'm all wound up after our calls. After that millionaire course call, I can't go to bed. So for 2 hours, I'm going to go post. Well, I might as well post. I'm going to post on different things. Well, this 2 hours this week, I'm going to post on the charity auction, right? And if I get responses from that over the next few days, how am I going to respond to it? But I like to track my work. You guys have seen my reports all the time. So I'm going to track what I've done and what I've reached out to, and then I'll go revisit them again. Hey, I didn't hear back from you. I'm pretty sure you guys need to raise funds. There's no better way than this. You need to check it out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go back and do my follow-up. Right? I know that they get inundated with things, but I also know that my persistent wins over everything. Consistency and persistency. So chart what you're doing, right? So when you ask like, how am I going to do this? You're like, you don't have to do this all day, every day. But if you're going to add this to your mix of ad posting, now think about it. This is a circular activity. Every time I'm posting that out there, right, and in the sequence of it, right, I don't dump my website on them at first. I want to try to get on with them. That's the strongest. Anytime we have a personal conversation before sending them something is the strongest. So I'm going to go for that first. When they don't reply, then I'm going to send them to the link. Then I'm going to keep following up. That's the same for any project. It's the same path. It's all circular motion. Okay. And the more you guys understand this, and once you guys adapt to this, you're going to realize, oh my gosh, we have everything here to succeed. So Cynthia, you just put it out there and then you're going to be on there. But the person that's consistent and persistent is going to win. And that's on any topic, any project. But the thing about us being a circular is if someone goes and checks it out, right? And they're like, oh, this is great. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, there's all these other things here that Cynthia is doing. They're going to click around that stuff too, right? We're gaining. We're gaining. And then it leads to another thing and another thing. That's the thing about this, right? Is we want to create that activity, that motion constantly, right? And so we have a target thing we focus on that expands to everything in our marketing house, right? So the charity auction is a great door in. So we go focus on that door, but we also focus on this door and we focus on this door to keep that traffic coming in. Because once you have Google AdSense, now you're making money on all the traffic. So we're making money no matter what. And now we're trying to fine tune and build income here, build income here, build income here, build income here. And it only takes a couple things in every area to make this thing great. And we're building multiple streams of income at the same time. I hope you guys all understand that by now. And we have all the tools in place. We have all this incredible technology in place. All right, Candace.
Really quick, Roy.
Yeah, go ahead.
In the comments, there's a ton of questions about what about this one? What about this one? Yes, 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 and yes to all of them.
Yes to all of them. Absolutely.
And Larry, if we book one and it's actually on the calendar, we know it came from your PBS because of the code. And if it's actually live, we'll send you. We'll get it to you somehow. We'll figure out a way to, so you know that an auction that you booked is actually on live, has a page. We did that with that other one that we did. So
I'm going to tell you, every auction we get live, we're going to know when they are. We're going to promote them as a company as well. We're going to promote them in all of our groups. We're going to promote them out there because that's more marketing for us. Mm-hmm. Plus, if we're helping that auction get bigger, it's a win for everybody involved. Right? So like you guys are seeing where this is going. It's just, we just do our thing. We throw it in the mix. Don gets what we do. Don gets all of this. So we just get it going. Right? And if they're really, you guys, if it's a really big one, we can make memes specific for that group that we market every time they do it. Because we have all the tools.
Oh, endless. Oh, one more thing. Like, just so you know, it doesn't have to be a 501c3 or associates. It can be anybody that wants to raise money. So one of the early auctions we did was for a family, and they had a child that got leukemia, had to go through medical stuff, and they were spending thousands of dollars in travel to get to these doctors in New York and Texas. And so they did a fundraiser and they raised 10 grand in like a weekend. And then they did a second one 6 months later, raised 30 grand.
Awesome.
It's a family. They're not a nonprofit. They're not an organization. They're just a family that needed help. And then they had somebody that was willing to champion that and do an auction for them. 40 grand they raised. You guys, that's great for the family. That's $800 for Triple R.
Right.
You guys, there's literally, I don't know, there's probably 1 million organizations out there. There's probably 1 million. Okay, so let's just say there's 100,000. Half of them need something like that. I mean, there's no endless reach. I mean, there's no saturation point, is what I'm saying. We can't reach them in our lifetime. Candace, you're going to be our last question on this, and I got to move on to something else.
Do we create a lead card or do we not?
Say that again.
Do we create a lead card so that it, like, if we have contact and we know that they filled out the form, are we doing that? That was just a quick question.
I don't think we need to do that in the CRM level, but perfect. I'm creating one in my own like Google Docs.
Sheets.
That's what I would do. I mean, so Candace, you're thinking the way I like you thinking, but I think it's more important you just build a big shotgun approach. Here's my spreadsheet, and I'm going to follow up with them until they're in. So like, I got to tell you this. So like, if I'm going to spend the work the time and the energy to go locate a possibility, I'm going to be adding it into a spreadsheet. I do everything this way. I don't care if it's just posting an ad, right? On US Net Ads, I chart it all for a reason. If you chart it, it happens. You can redo it. And, and I'll spell on this right now. You know how to do this. I see your spreadsheets, Candace. You just sent me a beautiful one. You do a spreadsheet on every contact you made on that charity thing. And let's say you started it, now in November of 25. I'm going to follow up with them on a regular basis, maybe every month, every couple months. Somebody that I started with now may not do it for a year. That's because I'm going to be persistent and consistent. And eventually they're going to be like, man, I keep hearing from this Rory guy. This looks really good. Maybe we got to look into it because we need the money now. They might be fine today, not fine tomorrow. And that's why it's, listen, those who do the follow-up properly win always in marketing, right? The reason why Coca-Cola wins and constantly wins no matter what is because they don't turn the marketing off, ever. They have it as a machine that never dies. Why would anybody if you want to follow a successful business, you follow a successful business. I don't know any successful business that stops marketing. I don't know one. I told you the story. I had a company we did work with, and we were adding it to Triple R. This is years ago, and we were just about to launch it with us. And I held off because I had a weird conversation with the CEO. Weird conversation, and they were in Utah. And this was a big thing. I'll put it this way: former employees of EA Sports, it's in the game, that company, left to create this. So it had all this really good momentum. And I'm sitting with the CEO on their vision, where they're going. Don might remember part of this. I don't know, because it was a Utah thing. And they said something that made me went, whoa, we're out. This is what they said. We figured that at this point, we have enough marketers. We don't need marketers ever again. We're shutting it off. So I'm like, well, then I can't add anybody to it. And you guys are idiots. I'm like, well, this isn't why you turn off marketing. That's a sign of death for any company. You're going to do it out the gate. Well, they blew up. They lost a lot of shareholder money. It tanked. The reason why I'm bringing this up is you can't turn marketing off. I don't care who you are. You guys, Microsoft doesn't turn marketing off. Apple doesn't turn marketing off. McDonald's doesn't turn marketing off, not even for a second. They can't afford to. So the reason why I'm saying this is once you go into the marketing mode, realize what are we doing in the marketing, right? We're creating a list of the ads we put out there. We're going to constantly replace them. We're creating a list of people we're reaching out to for the charity. We're going to constantly go back to them at a reasonable pace to keep in front of them and what? Ascend the marketing. It's ascension marketing. You think everybody's going to respond to one of our things to jump in this and go? Probably not. They see it a few times. It's got to grow on them. They got to do some research and feel good about it because there's so many scams, problems, issues, waste of time. We try to do this fundraiser and all it did is cost us money. All sorts of issues they got to overcome that we got to deal with on the outside without knowing. So we just got to do our pattern and trust our process. So what's our process? This is our process. We're going to reach out. We're going to DM them. We're going to try to get on the phone with them. We're going to send them to our link, and we're going to follow up a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, and create a pattern. So when you do the work that Don just showed you, create a spreadsheet. Unless you don't care about your time. If you don't measure your time, you don't organize your time, then you don't care about it. Then when you don't make money, it's because you didn't follow the right habits that you are learning from us day in, day out. Right? Tanya focuses on this nonstop because it's important. She'll overlook my stuff and she's like, why aren't you writing that down? And the second she says that, I kind of bark because I know I'm wrong. And then I'm like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, I meant to. No, you can't mean to. You have to do it or you'll forget it. So that's why I'm popping up spreadsheets all the time, documenting the stuff I do. You have to be on it. All right. It's probably one of the most important things I can teach you about any type of ads. Now, when I do my ad placements, I know where they're at. Classifieds for free. I don't need to document when I do it because it's self-documented. It's the only one, by the way, that does it that way. But if I use US Net Ads, you better be documenting your ads so you can renew them every year. They got rules, right? It's easier to renew than place new. And if it's something we're not marketing anymore, I don't renew them. Easy.
Yeah. Is your question related to the same question I'm getting over here? How do we create that link? Was that covered, Rory?
Which link?
How do we create our own link, like for the charity? How do we create the one that tracks it to us? Because that's probably why she was thinking, do I make a card for this person so they're tied to us, right?
Well, if you go look at step 5, here, I'm going to go there right now.
So I said, is it covered? Is that question related to the same one I'm getting over here? If you want to cover that.
So we're on step 5, folks, right here, right? Step 5. See it? Right? We're right here. Now look, I'm gonna go up here. This is make sure your referral link is this link right here. And then R equals RRR247 dot and then your domain without the .com. So Ferrari 3 for me. Right? Don's is 2N06. 2N06 actually. So it'd be 2N06 right there. As long as you do this, that's the tracking. And it ties to the PBS Vortex for commissions. Everything is tied that way. Don got this built out for us in record time, folks. It was awesome. So this tracks the compensation. It says it right there. So like you click on that link, there's a referral there. And this one has 1f16.com on it instead of the other one. So if they fill this out, it's tied to my other one right there. You guys see that? There's a link up top. That's whoever that PBS is, that's where it goes to.
Perfect.
As a headline, right? Code editor, the document with code editors right on there. Paste it on your page, and then change each one of the links with your.
Correct. And you can make additional pages on this all the time, right?
It does ads and headlines, ain't it? Yeah.
But that's how it's tracked, guys. And it's a hard tracking. Like it goes there, it locks it in. And so if you can do it yourself, you're getting the information teed in. It's pretty easy. I'm not a robot and continue. Don already showed you this, right? And we got our little RRR logo up here on the top too, so we know it's part of us. It ties to that, and that's it. We're a referral partner for Charity Auction. We're a marketing partner for them.
Yeah, step 5 was good. I got this couple questions at the same time. Candace asked that question. Wait, what does that mean? How are they tied to us? So, step 5. And your document is in ads and headlines, right?
Oh yeah, it's there as well, but it's step 5. If you go to RRR247.com/step-5, that's all of our additional pages. It's all there. This training will be there as well.
Awesome. I gotta blow, so I'm gonna thank you guys so much for having me.
Of course, Don, awesome. Yeah, go do your things. We'll talk later. Renee, you have a question? I guys, I got to go on some other things. So Renee, you're it. No more questions after Renee.
All right. I went ahead and looked up some information on charter schools so I understand it better, and also some character terms. I just want to know, I'm in the state of Alabama. This is like Baptist country, and they have a lot of small parochial schools. We can deal with them too, can't we?
The answer is yes.
Okay, that's all. Thank you so much.
And Renee, remember, it doesn't matter where we're located. We can market to our local areas, but we can market anywhere with this.
Okay, thanks.
But you're going to find out that they all need to raise money.
Yes, they do.
I don't know any church group that says, hey, we got all the money we need. Don't send it in. No, we're good. We're good. I've never heard it from a church group once. Ever. And especially when it's like educational programs. I mean, they're trying to raise money to educate the kids, right? And have the community help take care of it. And it's a great fundraiser. Now, I'm going to extend that. Okay, once you get your door in and we get a fundraiser going, they might listen to you for other ideas. I wouldn't dump it all on them at once. But at best end, it's a great fundraiser as well. Just keep that in mind.
All right.
Speaking of which, they ship pretty fast. And I'm just going to say before Christmas, I think December 15th is probably the last time I would expect to order it and know that the delivery is going to, unless you want to pay expensive delivery fees to have it delivered. I should ask Don because I know he's got it timed. He's in California. They ship from Tennessee. I know because we drove by their warehouses. I want to make sure they were real. Tanya and I, so the guys, we know they're real. They have 4 warehouses that we know of, and I heard they have 5. So the guys, they ship from Tennessee. That's good to know. It's somewhat central, but for them to ship to Florida is pretty quick. For them to ship to California is a little bit longer, right? So I would give a good 10 days cushion for delivery on the cheaper routes, right? So I'm going to just say between now and December 15th, those drops are going to be even more important. Now, I've missed a couple drops. I didn't get in there until 7:05, and all I could think about was, okay, I justify. I'm like, oh, I didn't really need that stuff, but I probably would have got a couple of them. And then I don't know who. I mean, guys, they're dropping really. You don't know what they're going to drop, and there's some pretty cool things coming, and I know there's some amazing more things coming. I actually we probably need to get them on to talk about some more stuff because you guys, it's that program is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now back to that, we're going to go into V marketing with Dina today. I had another couple things we're going to go over. You guys, we have transformed how we do things. So I want to be very, very clear on the PBS Vortex and the V marketing approach. I want every one of our students to be adding 100 new leads to work. These become your leads, right? And just like I was talking about, they're documented in your system. It's in the CRM. You're going to add 100 a week, and you're going to do the outreach properly. Then you add another 100 and another 100. We want to get every one of our students working thousands of people in Ascension. If you're working thousands of people, we know the income is going to turn out to be amazing. So it starts with 100, or it might start with 10 and 25 as you do smaller groups. But you're building an audience that you're communicating with that's a paid marketing solution. Okay, you guys, I am freaking out because I realize we're not moving as fast as the marketing did. So let me just put this in perspective. Our marketing company outpaced thousands of us, and it's not a site. So we know we can get more people than we can handle. A lot more. So right now, I want everybody to be diligent to add to your group. 25, 50, ideally 100 a week. To your core people you're working with. Ongoing, right? I don't care how slow you go as long as you're consistently growing. You only add 10 a week? Fine. Add 10 a week. Don't do a donut, right? Do 10, do 25. If you can do 100 a week, even better, because 100 a week is 5,000 a year. 5,200 a year. There's 52 weeks in a year. Okay, you're not paying for the leads, so take advantage of it, right? But do the work properly. But even if you do 50 a week, right? That's 2,500 a year. Even that moves the needle, right? 10 a week, that's 520. We're still moving the needle. But then you get people in your team, and now you've got exponential growth possibility with every leveraged team member. If you don't see this, if you don't understand this, raise your hand, because this is the basic concept that everybody needs to understand. This is facts. This is marketing facts that Ascension is real. And Ascension works based on numbers. Right? If I'm doing Ascension marketing with 1,000 people, and then eventually 10,000, and then eventually 100,000, that's a successful Ascension plan. I've given that to everybody here. Everybody here has that Ascension plan. We already funded. Okay, now let me tell you what I'm scared about. We overdid it, right? We went rampant. Massive investments, rampant. I think if I go pull up the system right now, we have 600,000 people that aren't assigned. It's incredible. And they're still coming in from all our sources. So we need to make sure that we are getting everybody with a PBS Vortex account building. If everybody with a PBS Vortex right now took 5,000 leads, we still have too many. So that means we have lots of growth for new people. So you guys should all be confident that when you bring a new person in, we're going to set them up to win. So this is what we got to really focus on is we have a marketing path that's unreal. When you go to bed at night, if you didn't do a little bit of e-marketing, you should feel guilty because you have a gift that you're not taking advantage of. So we have the lowest overhead for a business that can create so much revenue. And if we can get everybody on board on a consistent path that does the right work, they're going to have the means to leverage into anything we offer. right? We came with ways that can create now money and build up to more money and build up to more money. And now we got the big wealth creation stuff. We have it all here. We can create incredible lifestyles for anybody that wants to do the work. And we're doing that. So, yeah, Riley, we break everything, but then we get past it. I mean, that's, you guys, we got to get bigger and we'll break more things. Our goal is to break things because we know technology will let it get fixed. I am redoing our marketing path right now. You guys, it's a reinvention time. We have so much more to offer than we ever did before, and I want to convey the message so that when we talk to people, it's easier to get them to see what we're doing. It's underway already, guys. We already know that this new path of V marketing with the text 1, text 2, the calls, to send the email out, try to do the BRT, and then we have that text 3 process. If we do it right, it's money. We made it easier to acquire revenue based on marketing products that we have than we have ever done before. I'm just going to stress it. Because, when I look at the inactivity, I'm like, wow, like, do people just have some like tree of cash growing in their backyard? I know everybody needs more money. I can tell you right now, no matter what's going on, it's going to cost more to live tomorrow than it did today. It's designed that way. Our society works that way. I can't fix it. You can't fix it. Together, I don't know how to fix it other than make more money. In 5 years, everything will cost more than it costs today. Now, I'll go on a somewhat political direction here. Somewhat. We're now creating more oil pulling from the stuff in the States, right? That's just turned on. The price of oil depicts the price of our consumer goods across the board. Oil is part of the fuel cost. It's part of the manufacturing cost. Oil is used in machinery. If you look at the cost of goods and the delivery of goods, our fuel cost depicts that no matter what. The cheaper oil is, the cheaper the cost of goods are across the board. So if we want to see cost of food go down, we want to see the cost of everything go down, it's based on the cost of our fuel. If you don't understand that by now, that's a lesson for you. I promise you, that's the fact. Because in every cost of good, every can of goods, right? That can of beans is the cost of the actual product, the can itself, and delivery to the store. We're paying for all of that. So even down to the can of beans, the cost of gas matters. Or cost of oil. We'll go oil, right? It's a major part of our economic process. Okay? And I'm going to tell you this, no matter what we do, right? Inflation is always there. And even if it feels like it's little, it's always there. You guys cannot go back in time anywhere and say, wow, in 10 years, our cost of goods went down. It's never gone down. It's only gone up. My grandpa sat me down, and you guys, we used to be able to get hamburgers for 10 cents. Okay? They went from 10 cents to a quarter. Like they kind of jumped up. They went from 10 cents to a quarter, and every now and then they throw a 15-cent. I remember this very little. Okay? I remember the 99-cent Whoppers. Whoppers are on sale right now or something for $3.99 on Wednesdays. That's 4 times the cost of what it was 20 years ago. You guys, I know I'm not telling you anything you don't know. But what I want to put in perspective is no matter what we do, it's going to cost more to live tomorrow than it does today. If you don't, and in a typical working relationship, employee, you're not increasing to inflation. It's really hard for a business to keep their revenues going up in that same state too. That's why businesses go out. Survival of the fittest in the economic society we live in is a reality. Oh, you know what? I remember when gas broke $1 and people were bitching it was over $1.
Yeah.
I heard stories of 75 cents, but I don't remember it being, I remember like 90 something cents, and then it went over $1, and I never saw it go below $1 after that. I also remember that you used to get collectible glasses when you filled up your tank.
I can't tell you how much it was a gallon when I started driving because that would be too revealing.
But I remember buying gas. I wasn't old enough to drive, but legally. But you guys, I mean, I was like on a farm. I did some other stuff. I learned to drive when I was 12, right? And I drove the gas station at 12. And I remember it being under $1, and I remember it going over $1. I remember that. Susan remembers 49 cents. I'm just, but you guys see my point. And so when you're going to work and you're putting stuff forward, you guys should all be grateful every day you wake up because we have methods to make more money tomorrow than we make today. If we do it right, we work less and less as we do it because we get to leverage our time with our teams. I'm going to stress this again. You and your team, if your team's just you, like if you don't feel like you're part of a team yet, well, you make the team. You have the support of all the stuff, guys. We have so many community trainings to do it all. 5 new PBSs a week in your team, everything works. Because we're going into the holiday seasons, and this holiday season is different. Not different than we've had before, but it's different. You guys, people are looking for solutions very hard. And they're very educated now. They're scam adherent. I mean, there's so many scams. There's more scams out today than there were before. And this is why I'm changing our messaging. And I'm trying to work on a different way to get people in and get them open to what we have to say. I'm trying to do a better job of marketing. Marketing is conveying the message, right? If I do my job right, then we did become order takers. We still got to do the BRT. They still got to trust us to go forward. That never changes. We're humans. We need that touch. So I'm just going to bring this up. Trust the processes we have here. We get to help a lot of people. All right. And yeah, we got to teach them how to use the internet better. Guys, I have less and less people have to teach how to copy and paste than I've ever had before. It used to be about 1 in 3 needed help to copy and paste. Now it's like 1 in 20 need help to copy and paste. We're educating ourselves. The internet use, the computer use, it's educating people. So,
Gotta stop teaching that mouse drag with the right mouse click and the long way to get there. Our command key is so much easier, so much faster.
Oh, way easier. Yeah, way easier.
And if people tell you they got a mouse, but they really don't, they're using their finger on an iPad or something, then Control C, Control B, Control A, Control C, Control V.
I tell people all the time, go to Amazon, type in wireless mouse. You need the dongle, don't need the dongle. Do you have Bluetooth? Nope, you don't need the dongle. You don't have Bluetooth, get the dongle.
But have a wired backup in case your battery, you're running out of batteries and you haven't got to the store yet. Always have a wire backup.
And they're like $6. You guys, yeah, that's the stuff we do now. Yeah, you guys are all remembering the gas things, but you guys, I'm going to tell you, it affects everything. Everything. I remember buying tuna fish, 5 cans for $1. I remember going on sale like 10 for $1. 10 cents for a can of tuna. I mean, I remember all this too, right? But my point is, guys, if we want to have a better life, we want to create a better life for our families, we got to be part of something that's growing. We are here. So just follow the process, okay? Now, we have individual marketing we do. Guys, everything I teach is what we do, right? I mean, everything I teach is how it works. Everything I teach is what everybody should be focused on. And, we just did this fundraiser thing. That's just one product of our vortex that helps expand things. But we keep focused on the activities that we're supposed to do. Work the priorities. You'll be just fine. Everybody will be. We'll be fine and thriving and more. Just get the rhythm going. So, Dale, you know what? You know how mad I am that I didn't buy a Corvette Stingray and just hold on to it? Like, that was the car I wanted really bad. I drove them and fell in love with them. It's the only non-Ford sports car Ford Chevy. It's the only Chevy I even like. I didn't say that. I had what did we have? We had I had my Gran Torino. That was my first car. Oh, we could go down the road forever. And I had a Nova. That's a Chevy. We had a Chevy Nova. That thing ripped. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. You guys, I got more speeding tickets and expeditions than ever in my sports cars.
Well, of course, because they pull expeditions over and wonder why the hell you bought that. But the Chevy Nova, that was good.
Chevy Nova was like a
Car was
repair
a
machine, though.
72
It needed
Chevelle.
so much shop work all the time. I learned how to fix so many things in that car. You know, my Gran Torino, it ran no matter what was going on.
That was
I
a
mean,
beautiful car.
that yeah. Gas guzzler. Yeah. Okay, guys.
He guzzled at 10 cents a gallon.
I want to get moving on this. I had a couple of things to clean up on pages. Let me pull this up. 50 cents a gallon. I mean, you just had to make, I mean, oh, let me stop the share. I can't show this or else we'll lose it. There we go. Hold on. Let me log in again. Okay, one more place. Okay, so I'm going to go over a change and I only got like 15 minutes. Um, you guys are funny. Okay, let me close this down. I'm gonna show you guys something, and I'm gonna make a pivotal change in regards to Velomita products that we get the new students trained on. We're gonna only focus on replicated site products. Okay, so let me share my screen. In my profile, the replicated pages that we have are AM, PM, Luminous, Reserve, Mind, Finity, Revita Blue, Life NMN, the Immune. You guys, these are some of these are new. You haven't seen before, maybe. Brain, Zleam, and Biome. And and then Youth, the Lights, Plus, and Tune. So if you have those, great. I'm going to slim it down because I have a pretty good understanding of like the future side, and I want to make it easier to get people going. Okay, so I'm going to go into a couple areas and let's see. Oh, I'm not logged into that either. I'll put that over there. What I'm trying to do is, you guys, we have that step one. So let me bring that up here. It's the master page. And wait for it to pull up. And I need to add to the affiliate disclosures and contact us. We have all the other pages, right, that we got to do. I need to get that added. And what I mean by that, right? So if I go to 1F16, I'm going to go visit my site. Under contact us, we've got affiliate disclosures, contact us again. That's for the mobile users so they can see there as well. And then we got the DMCA policy, the privacy policy, terms and conditions. We need to back those up, right? They're there. We got to make a couple modifications on them. Very light work, but we need all these for Google AdSense. Okay. Oh my gosh, look at the Lego ad. Okay. Yeah, I like Legos. Okay, so I'm gonna go here. And then we go down here, and then the next thing we go right into, we go to the rank maths training, there's things that people need to know. Then we're in the Bella Vita. So this is part 4, right? So entertainment and frequencies, that's staying. Ageless beauty, staying, but that page is going to be different. I'm going to need to redo that. Sleep and Slim, this is actually modified. We focus on brain and Zleem together. And so I have to redo that one. Youth, that stays. Frequency of clothing stays. Biohacking, again, is going to be modified. It's fine as this is right now. The light mist, I've taken this out. It can get there. We sell way more boxes than we do the mist. So I'm just going to tell you, I'm going to edit the page. I need to edit the page. If I look at 1f16.com now, you guys, these are some things I'm trying to make this easier for new students. Okay. So when I go into, I'll go right here to health and fitness, right? We got biohacking and better you, brain food. I took the light mist out. So when I go into step 1, I'm going to come down here to, it's been out for a while. All the new people coming in now is there. I left it here for a little bit, right? So I got biohacking with the light mist. And what I'm going to do, I'm gonna keep a place for them so I don't lose it, right? But I'm gonna remove it from here. The coffee page I have in there, EMF protections there, the gut health with biome. I think I removed that. So let me go look. Coffee's there. Yep, the gut health with biome I've removed. Easier we make this to get them up and going, the better. And they can always add more pages. That's the thing, right? And so in the ageless page, we're gonna probably have less things in there. Let's go look at that really quick. Let me I'm gonna go to beauty and cosmetics and ageless. Ageless is gonna have a great direction at some point, in addition to it, right? So in ageless, let me edit the page. Luminous obviously is gonna be there. BioLife is gone, right? You guys don't see that as a page here. So let me show you. Do you see BioLife in here? No. So we're taking it out. All right. The immune basically replace this. All right. So I'm going to remove this from here. And then Life MNN, Vita Blue, Mind, AM Essentials, PM Essentials, Reserve, and then there's the Immune, right? And the thing about Immune is that's a new one. I'm going to add that into this and how to modify this in it'll probably be in like step 5, right? So this reduces these down a lot. Now there's that Life MNN, Don't have a new page for it, but we cover it in here. And I probably should put the, immune in here as well. But right now, this was going to be, I'm going to take the BioLife out. And let me just go through. And I'm just trying to keep everybody up to speed. Frequency of clothing, great. Biohacking, of course. Brain, of course. The copy one, with plus, I'm gonna remove it from. I probably should remove this. We don't want to remove copy. I'm gonna leave it alone. Just know that it's gonna modify probably, right? So I'm leaving it here. But let me go into the other page. Let me go back. So I'm gonna go. Ageless is done for now. Okay, it's generic enough. We get it going. We can always modify it later and get more original. So I like the angle of that. I'm gonna close that down. I'm going to come here. I'm going to go to the health and fitness. Okay. And we got the biohacking a better you page. Let me open that up. I'm going to go to edit. Okay. And brain, Zleam, youth. There's plus and there's biome. I'm actually going to take the biome out of this for now because I know that we replaced it with the immune, right? I know this, right? Biome it's there. We still have it, but I just know I don't want to have people write stuff that's going to change on going forward. If you already have it, leave it alone. It's going to redirect. It's fine. I'm going to just remove this one here. We talk about it in the video still. It's still fine. Your tune's amazing. And then we got the light versions, and it says go here for details. Well, this is gone. The customer got the marketing partner. The light version here is gone. I can add a year to that. Don't like the spacing. So the biohacking page, a lot more room for us to modify, do stuff, but I want to make some changes in there. And you guys, at some point, I mean, this video still works amazing. At some point, though, we've got a lot more to offer with the different products. This will change. And as long as everybody uses the same code, which we all use, it'll all update. And at some point, we're going to be adapting. I mean, 5 years, look what we've done. All right, so I just want to make this easier for people, less confusing, and get through the page changes even quicker. We can always modify it later. We just got to get through the steps. And I'm trying to think, how many hours can I save people to get going, get Google AdSense? All right, so I'm going to save that. That's updated. Let's see the coffee page. I'm just going to pull this up just because I want to just look at something on here. No, I wanted the coffee page. There, this one. I throw in my notes down here. I needed to look at this really quick, and I can't. Everything looks fine. Okay, nothing to change. Everything holds steady for now. And then you guys, we actually have a page for the immune. I know Stacy and I have talked about this a lot. I love this powder. I like this a lot. I put it in my drink, and it's given that immune support. Love this product. And we have a page for it. If you haven't, you should check it out. Here, I'll copy it and paste it. But this is another page we'll build, and this is something we add in like step 5. I want to get through. I want to make step 1 easier, not add to it. I'm gonna make some other changes. Let me go through it in a second. And this is such a crazy deal. Yeah, there it is. It went there. I guess it doesn't have a landing page yet, but it will. If they did that, that means there's one coming. So that's good. Thank you guys. Thank you guys over at Bella Vita. Thank you, Wolf. Okay. When they have a more specific page, that's probably when I'll build a page around it. So I'm not worried about it. Same with Affinity. Let's see what Affinity does. Oh, you know why I didn't do it? Hold on. Duh. Let me pull up another browser. I'm logged in. If you're logged in, you can't see the page. So here's the immune. Now I will build a page around this. It's got all the stuff on it. It's got the ingredients right there. Everything that's in it. It's in all the different language. Yeah. Take one sachet a day, swallow directly. Yeah, you can do it straight in your mouth and go. I actually throw it in a mix and just down it. I like it that way. But yeah, pretty cool what it has. Just so you guys know, this is a superior product for us to market from even the biome, which is why we'll spell some stuff out on here. We got this page now. I haven't marketed, haven't proven anything out, so I don't want to add it for the new students. But when we do, it'll be added in step 5. And that's what we're going to do going forward. We want the initial PBS to be as easy as possible, as easy as possible. So I need to go into here. I need to go to my directory, right, and just make sure. I'm going to go to my dashboard. I'm going to pages, all pages. I have a biome page in here, probably, right? And I need to trash it. I don't even want to like this. This is, oh, I don't want to do it on RRR 3. Hold on, hold on. Like I'm leaving all these pages on mine. Let me explain that. I already got them built. I'm leaving them. Um, I play around with a lot of stuff. I gotta go to my biome page, restore. Okay. I need to go to 1f16.com and I got off that somehow. There we go. So I'm gonna go to pages. And this is what new people start with. So like I don't like this for me, like I lose marketing on it, but like we know the biome's gonna go away to something else. Okay, I don't even have that page in here. Um light. I think I already got rid of them all. Okay, I think we're good. I'll come look at this later, but I want you guys to know that I'm making this simpler. So when they go through step 1, you guys are aware that we did that, but I've already got rid of those pages a while ago. So if they don't have the page to modify, tell them they don't need it. That's basically what I wanted to cover. Let me
By the way, I think immune is a major step up from biome. You're talking the difference of 20 million to 100 million.
it is. And when we got biome, it was like the first of its type, but I think everybody needs to understand we're talking the same manufacturing facilities that created biome. We're creating this one, and it's a better delivery system. It lasts longer. It's better for marketability as well. It's just better. So we adapt, right? But if you have a biome page, as long as biome is available, when biome is not available, it's going to go to the immune. We'll just have a rotate there. I've already got a plan with Costa and everybody in place. So for us bloggers, we don't lose anything. But I don't want to create extra work for the new student. I want to make it as easy as possible based on what we're doing now. Make sense?
Perfect. So
So-
it's everybody switched.
So new students just got an easier couple pages not to modify to get them going faster into it. And once they get their Google AdSense and adding more pages is not a big deal, right? We want them focused on the same that's there, and we want them creating. We want them really make sure they know how to create pages. You guys, we're having better success in Google AdSense than we have in a long, long time, and I want to just make sure we're conforming that. Also, there are going to be some changes with our landing page posts and in content and directions on that. I'm just trying to figure it out there to make it better. But you guys, we're getting good at this. We're figuring out what Google wants, and it's because of ChatGPT, to be honest. Chat's taking their policies and procedures and making it easy for us to understand. And I cannot tell you it's been invaluable. Don is submitted for Google AdSense. I think he'll get it. I give him a 70% chance. And if he doesn't get it, we know what we got to do. But I have a lot more vision on where this is at now, and I feel very comfortable, but it's because of chat. So we'll get more refined in there. And then those of you that have Google AdSense, that's just that if you want to get Google AdSense, if you're not posting ads on a steady basis, you missed out on why you did all the work. You've got to prime the pump and let it go.
I just gave Connie Ring a real small laundry list, and she's about to apply for Google AdSense confidently.
Chelsea, you said plus was gone. Hold on a second. It might. I know I didn't. Hold on a second. If it is, I'm going to remove it right now. No, it's not. We have a landing page for it. I'm pretty sure we could buy it in the store.
I'm pretty sure it was in the store yesterday.
I bought some last week or 2 weeks ago now. Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, I know on the elimination of stuff in the. I mean, there's some things that are just. I mean, guys, we're not in a company that's going to keep the same products over. They're going to improve. Best foot forward always. I actually admire that. And for blogging, it's like crazy. But you know what? We put the pages out there. We focus on the new. And we always remove them from the categories and let them to sit out there. So if we have any keywords that are going to come in, we don't lose it, and it can redirect it to the new. We have a good path. It's not a big deal. But for new students, we don't want to have them catch up on all the old stuff. We want to have them go forward and go forward. All right. Dina, are you ready? Need a break?
Oh, we got a surprise. Pat Young volunteered to take Dina's place. She's going to do the V marketing training today.
Awesome.
No kidding.
Oh, that is awesome. Well, guys, so
next week. Next week.
You guys, listen. Dina's doing the V marketing the way it's supposed to be done now. So pay attention. Even if you think you know about it, pay attention. This is probably going to be on the training page for V marketing. And you guys, if you haven't done the training on V marketing in the last 2 weeks, you need to go see it because it teaches you how to do the forms. How to do the calendar system, how to set an appointment. All of it's done in the second video. So I'll put it right here. That's the latest, greatest. What you're about to see with Dina is going to be added to this. So make sure you guys record it. If you're on YouTube, this is that time where we go off YouTube because we're going to be showing screens and things. And if you want to see this, you got to log into the right, go to your CRM and log into the main room here.